I was sitting in some of the groups and listening, and one of the things that I feel like we haven't quite covered is how do we bring the people in the grassroots into this process? We have the guidelines that we have worked so hard on, we have the infrastructure that we have set, but we haven't quite begun implementing how we're going to bring everybody in. Inclusiveness is going to be one of our biggest winning factors. And tied to inclusiveness is a question of dissemination. It was mentioned here, dissemination is one of those things that we have to seriously think about. And guys, the portal is not going to be enough. If I don't speak the language, then the portal is not enough. So we do have to think about how technology can help. Can AI be introduced to our portals so that a Giriama from Malindi can write in Kigiriama or in Kiswahili, ask a question, and get insight driven by the data that we have collected and so carefully made sure it is in order. This technology has already arrived. As I was telling you about the nano banana technology, this technology allowing you to have, to engage with data has come. Data has to be relevant to everyone. And I was sitting thinking about my colleagues in the environment, and I was thinking, it's still very up here. We need to build some infrastructure down here to just make sure that everybody is brought on board. But at the end of the day, we are coming from so many different sectors and so many different interests and so on. We have to build a common vision. And in the course of thinking about what a common vision might be, I came up with 3 call of action. 1, we must build a strong backbone. Kenya must invest in a strong central data system so that we have shared standards, interoperable systems, and so that we don't have so much duplication. So our colleague just mentioned how many portals we have, so that we can begin to harmonize all our energies. Number 2, we have to make trust currency. And what that means is that we have to have clear rights-based safeguards, transparency and citizen participation, turn data from a surveillance risk to an asset so that people can willingly contribute to it. We have to turn quality into culture. It has to be our culture to make sure that quality is the name of the game. We are having citizen-generated data, when we are having geospatial data, whatever kind of data we're doing, we really have to make sure that quality is part of our culture. And finally, we have to now move from policy to practice. We have to begin to move towards implementation. And to move towards implementation, we have to bring some other people in. We have to bring the guys who are thinking about investments, the guys who are going to help us to think about how we can turn our cottage industry, our mining industry, because that's not us. But by thinking about that, we need to recognize how influential this group is. So as you go, let's reflect on how we move the question from being an esoteric, sometimes academic, sometimes really technical conversation, to now an implementable, actionable solution for the country. Thank you very much.